Nora and Hae Sung, two deeply connected childhood friends, are wrestled apart after Nora's family immigrates from South Korea. 20 years later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is reScribd, where we break down, analyze, and show off some of these amazing scripts from these amazing writers and amazing directors as well. Today, we'll be covering a Valentine's Day special from Celine Song in 2023. It is Past Lives. Now, I don't know how many of you have seen this movie, but this is a phenomenal movie. I just watched it again. Boom, I have the DVD. You can't see it. Glare. There it is. Okay, to start it off, we're going to start off at the very beginning because this is a very good setup scene. Because we know nothing about them. We're just going to assume what their relationship is because there's three of them. Let's see if we can find out what it is. In a booth at a hip East Village speakeasy, three people sit, each with a cocktail in front of them. Nora Moon. There he is. So descriptions. Hae Sung Jung. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. Arthur Zotaranzisk. Bertrinsky. Hey, they never say his last name in the movie, so fuck it. And he is white. He's not Korean like the rest of them. Nora and Hae Sung are talking about something intensely, smiling a little. Arthur is silently scrolling on his phone next to him. We cannot hear what they're talking about. It's a muted scene with a POV of a guy and a girl on a date at the bar, playing the flirty game many romantic leads have played throughout the history of romantic comedy cinema. As proof of their chemistry, people watching. Guy and a girl, both unseen, in the middle of this game. They talk about what they think might be going on with Nora, Hae Sung, and Arthur. What do you think they are to each other? I don't know. Yeah, this is a hard one. I think the white guy and the Asian girl are a couple and the Asian guy's a brother? Or is it the Asian girl and the Asian guy are a couple and the white guy is their American friend? I don't know. They're not really talking to the white guy. Maybe they're tourists and the white guy's their tour guide. Drinking at 3 a.m.? Yeah, I guess that doesn't make any sense. Maybe they're all just colleagues. I have no idea. Silence as we just watched a mysterious trio. Or beat. Let's go back 24 years. Right, in the family apartment. Mom's office is filled with prints of Matisse, Biscuit, and drawings by her children. The bookcases are filled with children's books, many of which she illustrated herself. So Young is drawn with a pen and mouse on Mom's Apple Macintosh computer. Mom's in the middle of packing up her office that she shares with her daughters, making notes and lists in her notebook of immigration-related things. Na Young is laying on the couch, reading a book. Na Young? Yeah? What do you like at school nowadays? An image of Hae Sung and Na Young you see in silence. Hae Sung is leaning against Na Young's desk at school, talking to her about something. He lets her draw a bunch of flowers with his arm with a ballpoint pen. They have an easy intimacy with each other. And it feels like it's been that way between them forever. Hae Sung? Why? He's manly. He's manly? Yeah, I will probably marry him. Really? Does he want to marry you? He likes me, so he will if I tell him to. Mom takes out 4 new Korean passports. Mom's, Dad's, Na Young's, and Si Young's. Looks inside to write passport numbers down in her notebook, just in case. We see their faces on the passports. You want to go on a date with them? Na Young sits up and nods enthusiastically. Anyway, hold up. I wanted to say this. Fuck ice. It's a beautiful fall day. Shot of Jonathan Borinsky's Singing Man, 1994, in the sculpture garden of the Art Museum. A tall aluminum robot man sculpture with his head tilted up and mouth open. It's a minor work by Borinsky that doesn't even make it to his Wikipedia page, but for Koreans living in Seoul, it is iconic. Hae Sung and Na Young approach it. They stand there in awe of it. Each start doing an impression of it, tilting their heads up and opening their mouths. A few steps away from them are Na Young's mom, Hae Sung's mom. Na Young's mom takes photos of Hae Sung and Na Young with a nice camera. They look so good together. Na Young's mom lights up a cigarette. Awkward silence. Hae Sung talks about Na Young a lot. Na Young told me that she likes him. We're emigrating soon. Buckeyes. So I wanted to make good memories for her. You're emigrating? Yes. Silence as Na Young and Hae Sung play. Of course. Why are you leaving? Na Young said just made a film and you're an artist. You leave that all behind. Na Young's mom knows that Hae Sung's mom never really understand why. But she puts it as easily as she can. If you leave something behind, you gain something too. She puts out her cigarette. Alright. Now, we just blew through 2 points of the story outline that we have. So number 1 is establish their budding friendship, borderline romance. So as you can see, how these two kids start to feel each other out, and they're really wanting to be together, but it's never truly happening. They're both just going through the motions. They're friends, just never taking that next step. And I get it. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to put their stuff out there. But now, let's get to number 2, which is reason. Na Young is emigrating and leaving Hae Sung. So this will be the next section that I read. We'll see why these two really can't start up that relationship. And that is because they are moving away. Na Young's family is completely gone from Seoul after this. Real shame, because this is the crux of the entire film. This is why these two feel this connection. This connection that is severed. And we'll read more about that when we get there. This is the last day of class before Na Young's immigration to Canada. Na Young has just told her classmates news that she is never, ever coming back. Na Young's friends are huddled around her, interrogating her. Hae Sung is sitting away from the huddle. She tries to ignore Na Young. Her conversation with her friends, but glances over once in a while. So now you're seeing Hae Sung is trying to play cool, trying to be coy about it. She's leaving. But I do miss her. I am gonna miss her. I'm upset that she didn't straight up tell me first. So he's trying to be macho, tough. Yeah, it's alright. She could leave. That's the underlying subtext of this. You're really leaving? Yeah. You're never coming back? No. Why are you leaving? Because I want to. Why do you want to leave? Because Koreans don't win Nobel Prize for literature. Her friends look puzzled. Hae Sung is walking Na Young home for the last time. He dribbles his basketball. Na Young! Take care. Bye. They keep walking together, standing a little apart. They don't say anything to each other. Hae Sung's face is impenetrable, completely expressionless. Na Young could tell that Hae Sung is cold to her, but doesn't mention it. The two of them arrive at Na Young's apartment building. Calls out to her, "Hey!" What? They look at each other for a moment. Hae Sung has so much to say, and he would articulate something if he wasn't all too young. Bye. Hae Sung turns and walks away, dribbling his basketball. Young watches him go, then heads home. Young love. Of course, I've been there. I don't know if you watching have been there. You have. How did you feel about this? This kind of hitting to you? No, there was like this one kid in school that you really liked and didn't really say anything, and then nothing ever came from it, and then kind of having regrets years later. You're thinking about it. Messed that up. I know it all too well. And I will say, I do have a film written called Linger in Limbo. This film is an inspiration on that. And that's why I wanted to read this one more time. I wanted to read this. I think this is the first time I've actually read the film. I've really just watched this film about 4 or 5 times since I've seen it the original time. Since 2023. I absolutely love this. I believe this was my number 2 film of 2023. First one was American Fiction, which we will get to eventually. Alright, next one. I have to explain this because this is a little bit different for my outline. Now, my original outline, number 3, would be introduce antagonists. There's no antagonist in this film. So, what's the equivalent? The conflict. So, what is the conflict here? Well, we'll see throughout the film what this conflict is. And I would say, number 3, introduce conflict, possibly reconnecting 12 years later. But you're still distant, and we'll see why that feels that way when we read these scenes. Nora is, at the moment, looking at a Korean law firm website. Her childhood friend, Dong-young, seems to be a lawyer. Oh, Dong-young is a lawyer now. Exceptionally good kid. Yeah, he helped me cover up when I peed my pants in class. You pee your pants all the time. The 2 of them laughed. Bedwetter lives in New York City. Yeah, this bedwetter is killing it. He appears to be a very normal young Korean man. The skincare routine and great selfie angles. Who else do we look up? Oh, what's his name? Boy, I had a massive crush on. Went on a date with him. Hae Sung. Young Hae Sung. Nora Googles Hae Sung. Silence as Nora looks through the search results and finds him. Oh, mom. Crazy. He's been looking for me. What do you mean? He posted on Dad's Movies Facebook page that he's looking for me. Really? Yeah, he posted a few months ago. I'm looking for Na Young. I'm her childhood friend. I want to get in touch with her. Wait a second. I'll call you back. Okay. Nora hangs up the phone. She reads the message again and opens Hae Sung's Facebook profile. It's him. You see Hae Sung's face. Somehow his face is exactly as she remembers it. Even though he is now a grown man, she can't help but smile a little. He composes a message on Facebook. Hae Sung, this is Na Young. Do you remember me? Hae Sung is drinking with a few of his buddies, all fellow grad students, all Korean men. The table they are sitting around is filled with dozens of empty soju bottles. They're all very drunk. Not a little tipsy, but out of their minds drunk. Their faces are bright red. They have gathered together to help one of their friends get over a recent breakup. Hey, it's a good thing. Think of it as a blessing that you broke up and consider this a new beginning. There are a lot of women in the world. Don't worry. Round 3 burst into tears. Shit. Must be an idiot. What do I miss that bitch? Of course you miss her, you moron. Don't miss her after being with her 2 years. Are you even human? Hey, no problem. Cry hard. Hae Sung warmly pulls friend 3 close to his chest. Friend 3 wails like a baby. It's a good thing. A good thing. Hae Sung's phone buzzes in his pocket. Do you have a secret girlfriend or something? Oh, he wishes. They got his phone to check. What are you talking about? Who's messaging you at 3 a.m.? Hae Sung looks at the Facebook notification. Friend ad and a message. Sees the name of the sender, Nora Moon. Stares at it in his drunken stupor for a moment. Now we're establishing their reconnection. We're seeing how their initial reactions to this. Both are eagerly excited, but still kind of wary about trying to start this up again. They have no idea where this can go. And there's a bit of nervousness from Hae Sung. Now, Young Nora, she feels, hey, it's a great opportunity to reconnect. Let's just see what he's up to. What is he like? All right, welcome back. This is number 4, the next part of the TheWriTra's story outline, and it is challenge. The challenge of this will be to attempt the long distance friendship rekindled. How will that get on? How would that work between these two? They're both learning to live without each other now. They're suddenly back in contact. Is that relationship still there? We'll have to see with this. Nora bursts into the room, out of breath. She sits down at her desk. She opens up her laptop, turns on Skype, waiting eagerly. Hae Sung adds her on Skype. She beams as she adds him back. He calls her. She answers. After a brief moment of loading, we see Hae Sung's face on Nora's laptop screen. They are talking for hours. I like this. What? This talking to you? Really fun person to talk to. Oh yeah? Yeah. They laugh. Hae Sung notices the time. Oh, I gotta go to class. I'm hungry. I have to eat dinner. You haven't eaten dinner yet? Not yet. Time is there. Midnight. And you haven't had dinner yet? Go and eat right now. I will. Look at each other. They very badly want to keep talking, but they must hang up. Hae Sung seems to want to say something. What? It doesn't make a lot of sense, but can I even say something like this? What do you want to say? I missed you. Me too. Doesn't make any sense. They smile at each other. I really have to go. My class is starting soon. Okay. Bye. Maybe we should talk again. I'll email you. They wave at each other. Hae Sung hangs up. Nora is showered, now brushing teeth on her bed, and creates a simple Korean keyboard on a sheet of paper to refer to when typing Korean on her English keyboard. She opens up her email and starts writing in bad Korean an email to Hae Sung. Starts with, I didn't know we'd ever meet again. Time passes a bit. Nora is still writing an email to Hae Sung. It's a little too long. Then there's a montage of them talking. And this goes on for days. Well, quite a while. I'm not sure like how long exactly. Days, weeks, probably, maybe even months. They're talking for a while. And just really reconnecting. And the danger of that is, are they going to start something up? Give up one of their lives? Are they going to try to come back into each other's lives? What is the goal here? I think it's pretty clear in Nayoung's mind that it is just a friendship. Just meeting him again. Hae Sung's mind, maybe this is the one that got away, the lost love. and we're gonna have to see how that plays out. And I just want to say this right here. Nora's getting ready to go to class. She talks to Hae Sung on his laptop. So you're writing there the whole month? Yeah, it's an artist residency. That's cool. Where's Montauk? It's 4 hours on a train east of New York. Ever seen Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind? Hae Sung watches Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. I recorded that. I did that episode a bit ago. I might re-edit it and re-release it. Of course, we'll have to see about that. But Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I absolutely love it. The script is pretty different than the actual film. Like, there's an entire subplot cut out with Joel's ex-girlfriend. And the ending is different, I believe, too. But go check that out, and I hope you enjoy that. Let's get back to Past Lives. Again, Eternal Sunshine was another inspiration on my film, as is Past Lives. Alright, and now we're going to get into the next part of my story outline, which is going to be number 5. Question. Why so close with each other? Is it all worth it? They have been talking back and forth. They've been talking for a while. They've been teasing going to New York, then going to Seoul. They don't know when they can. They don't know if they can. They want to reconnect. They want to meet up again, but realizing that they can't, Hae Sung has to come to a conclusion of what he actually wants, while Young Nora has pretty much already come to that conclusion, and she is trying to make the decision for both of them. Hae Sung is smoking a cigarette with his friends outside of a building after class. A message from Nora appears on his phone. Can we talk? Then later in the dorm room, Hae Sung answers the Skype call from his room. Hi. Hae Sung looks restless, sensing that something is wrong. You're not asleep yet? Not yet. You okay? Of course. What do you want to talk about? Silence as Nora gathers her thoughts and words. This is just a hypothetical question. When is it possible for you to come to New York? Nora and Hae Sung stare at each other across the Pacific Ocean. 1.5 years or so, because my language exchange program. You don't have to explain yourself. It'll be at least a year before I can come visit you in Seoul. I want us to stop talking to each other for a while. Why? I immigrated twice to be here in New York. I want to accomplish something here, and I want to commit my life to here. But I keep finding myself looking up flights to Seoul instead. It breaks Nora's heart to say these words, and it breaks Hae Sung's heart to hear them. So you want to stop talking to me? Just for now. Hey, I found my friend of 12 years. I'll be back before you know it. Just taking a brief break. Long silence. I think it's a good idea. The song doesn't mean to, but he tears up. He throws his head back to keep from crying, but he can't help it. Why am I like this? Nora's quiet. She looks away. She does not cry. I'm sorry. What are you sorry about? Were we dating or something? Okay, bye. I'll talk to you later. Okay, talk then. Hae Sung hangs up sharply and then is gone. It's suddenly very quiet. Ooh, yikes. painful scene. See, they never actually dated. They went on one date as a kid. And it's obviously not a real date. They tried to reconnect after this, and now kind of interfering in Na-young's life. As she says, she wants to commit. And if she's gonna commit to New York and her career, she can't be living in the past. Very difficult thing, but that is how she questions herself. So, this whole film has been about Nora. I'm sorry, I'm mixing names. Young Nora reconnecting with Hae Sung. Now that she has kind of put that behind her, she's trying to move on, trying to focus on her career. The motivational push comes in, and that would be her meeting Arthur, who at the beginning is the white guy. As she's going to meet Arthur, she is going to describe the most pivotal part of the film. The title of this film, Past Lives, which was Inyon. So we are going to analyze that and see how that plays into the relationship here and relationship with Hae Sung. Nora exits the barn house and walks over to stare at nature. She sees Arthur approach. Because of the distance, it's still a little hard to see his face. Their eyes meet first. Arthur and Nora meet. Hi. Hi. Nora. Nice to meet you. I'm Arthur. When did you get in? This morning. You got the worst room. I know. They look at each other for a beat. In that summer, the artists are still a little tipsy. Empty bottles of wine and beer and evidence of a good night out splayed out all over the table. They listen to slightly drunk Nora of varying degrees of interest. Okay, this is a little bit different. Actually, I don't think it's different. Never mind. Because it does just say the artist. Now, when I read that, I thought that there was a bunch of artists because they were in a retreat. Thought there was more people there, but in the movie, there's only those two there. Sorry. My bad. That's on me. They listen to a slightly drunk Nora with varying degrees of interest. There's a word in Korean, Inyon. It means providence or fate, but specifically about relationships between people. Nora's voice plays out over the following silent scenes of Hae Sung and Shanghai. Think it comes from Buddhism and reincarnation? The song is sleeping. His new dorm room. Small and crappy, but the view of Shanghai is magnificent. On the bed is an information package about his language exchange program in both Korean and Mandarin, with things like class schedule and local restaurant recommendations. It's an Inyon if two strangers even walk by each other in the street and their clothes accidentally brush. Hae Sung and the other language exchange students who walk around the fish market on a group outing. Steam emanates from the food stalls. It is full of late night lovers. It smells pungent. It looks gorgeous. The very cute girl, Korean fellow language exchange student in about her 20s. In the group, he keeps glancing at Hae Sung. Hae Sung doesn't notice. Hae Sung lights up a cigarette and offers one to his fellow students, who eagerly grab one from the pack. Because it means there must have been something between them in their past lives. Sorry, that was stupid. The students are rowdy, excited to be in a foreign country. They all eat their delicious noodle soup, get it drunk. Hae Sung accidentally makes eye contact with the very cute girl from earlier. The two people get married. They say it's because there have been 8,000 layers of inyon over 8,000 lifetimes. He smiles at him over his bowl of noodle soup. She likes him. He smiles back. He likes her too. Now they're both fine in love. We see Nora's face as she finishes explaining the concept of inyon and Montauk over pints of beer. She's a little tipsy and is in a lovely mood. Nora looks up at us, i.e. the person she's been explaining this concept to. A little flush. Maybe you and I were somebody to each other in another lifetime. We realize the person she is speaking to is Arthur. The rest of the artists have disappeared. I swear to God, in the movie that so I was right earlier. I swear to God, in the movie, it's literally just them two. Pretty sure the entire time it's just them two. Maybe I need to rewatch this again. Arthur is the only one who is listening. There are 3 empty seats next to him. Finally meet Arthur properly. We know immediately from the way he's looking at her that he is in this moment falling in love with Nora. Ooh. The two of them look at each other for a full beat. Do you believe that? Believe what? You and I knew each other in another life. He laughs at him a little. Arthur smirks too. Just because we're sitting at a table in the same city on the same night? Yeah. Wouldn't that make this inyon? Hey guys, we're inyon. Sorry, I apologize for that. Nora shakes her head. Just something Koreans say to seduce someone. They smirk. Arthur leans in across the table and kisses Nora deeply. 12 years later. Alright, so now that we've gone through quite a bit of the film, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. And in these next few scenes, we're probably going to go through quite a bit. So, let's just start off with the first one. Number 7. Why has Hae Sung looked up Nayeon? Why do they want to reconnect? Why did he want this? Now it's a bunch of different things, a bunch of feelings that are going to come out. But you really just have to talk it out, I have to be honest. And now after these two have had very different lives where Nora has gotten married, Hae Sung has gotten a girlfriend. Where does this lead? And now Hae Sung is going to have to confront his own feelings as well as Nayeon, sort of. So let's get into that. Hae Sung? Why'd you look for me? Hae Sung looks at Nora with a curious expression. Nora tries to look at him. Doesn't smile, just stares. 12 years ago? Yeah. Do you really want to know? Or not? I just wanted to see you one more time. I don't know. I think I was a little pissed off because you just left. Bam! Sorry. What are you sorry about? You're right. Nothing to be sorry about. You disappeared from my life and I just, BAM! Found you again. Why would you do that? Just because. I don't know. Just kept entering my mind when I was in the military. I see. You're babies then. I know. And we were still babies when we met again 12 years ago. We're not babies anymore. He watched the sunset once again out of words. So now we're just confronting each other. Hae Sung is mentioning how he feels about himself and why did he look her up. He's never truly over Nora. He feels bad, he has regrets. Just want to talk to her again. I feel like maybe I'm reading into this. Maybe you guys have a different interpretation. Maybe I feel like he does feel like she is the one that got away, and that is why he's trying to reconnect so hard with her. Then she just stopped it. We made some mistakes. I've made mistakes, you know. Now we just gotta move on. And we're going to move on to number 8. Let's face the challenge of the feelings after the reunion. How does Nora feel about this? We don't particularly get Hae Sung's feelings until later. But this is mainly Nora's reaction to the confrontation. Also, it's goddamn hilarious that they mentioned Overwatch immediately. I saw it. Nora gets home. Arthur is playing Overwatch on her Xbox One. Plays in Yada. Why did they... they mentioned that is it as... Sorry, it's just funny as hell that they mentioned Zenyatta. Why are they mentioning it and then describing the hero from Overwatch? Anyway, sorry, I digress. Hi, my love. Nora sits down on the couch, waits for Arthur to finish his game. How was it? All right. I was? Yeah, he came here to see me. Arthur's game. God damn, this fucking bum just lost the game. I'm sorry. Defeat. Hey, maybe that's connected. Arthur, maybe learning some Zen Buddhist traits. Now he feels defeated. So that could be the underlining of this. But I just find it hilarious that it's Overwatch. Nora and Arthur both just showered, making their way to bed. Nora's talking while she moisturizes. It's so crazy to see him be this grown-up man who has a normal job and a normal life. So Korean. Still lives with his parents, which is really Korean. He has all these really Korean views on everything. And I just feel really not Korean with him. But also in some way more Korean? It's so weird. I mean, I have Korean friends, but he's like not Korean American, you know, he's Korean. Is he attractive? Nora looks at her husband, trying to understand the intent behind the question. Sees that he is asking the question out of earnest curiosity mixed with some jealousy. Decides to answer honestly. I think so. Really masculine in this way I think is so Korean. Are you attracted to him? I don't know. I don't think so. It was just this kid in my head for such a long time. Then he was an image on my laptop. Now, suddenly, he is a physical person. Very intense, but I don't know if that's attraction. I think I just missed him a lot. Miss so. Did he miss you? I think he missed a 12-year-old crybaby he knew a long time ago. You are a crybaby? Most of the time. Just have to stand around and watch me. Arthur looks hurt by that. Tense beat. When's he leaving again? The morning after tomorrow. Hmm. Nora and Arthur continue to get ready for bed. Are you mad? No. Feels like you are. Don't have a right to be mad. What do you mean? Of course you do. I flew 13 hours to be here. I'm not gonna tell you you shouldn't see him or something. It's your childhood sweetheart. It's not like you're gonna run away with him. Nora laughs. Are you? Definitely. I'm gonna throw away my life here and run away with him to Seoul. Arthur doesn't think that's very funny. Do you even know me? I'm not gonna miss my rehearsals for some dude. I know. I know you. Arthur means that. My son gets out of the shower and gets into bed. He turns off the lights in his hotel room. Arthur and Laura are lying in bed with lights off, touch each other with the intimacy of a married couple. It's pitch dark. Arthur lets out a light laugh. What? Let's think about how good of a story this is. Story of Hae Sung and me? Yeah, just can't compete. What do you mean? Childhood sweethearts who reconnect 20 years later, realize they are meant for each other. Not meant for each other. I know, but in the story, I'm the evil white American husband standing in the way of destiny. Shut up. Meanwhile, our story is so boring. Met at an artist residency, slept together because we both happen to be single. Turned out we both living in New York, we moved in together, saved money on rent, got married to make sure you can get your green card. You make it sound so romantic. That's what I'm saying. I'm the guy you leave when your ex-lover comes to take you away. He's not my ex-lover. What if you met someone else at that residency? What if there was some other writer from New York who'd also read all the same books and watch all the same movies, could also give you useful notes on your plays and listen to you complain about your rehearsals? It's not how life works. Yeah, but wouldn't you be lying here with him? This is my life. I'm living it with you. Are you happy with it? This is the life you imagined when you had left Seoul? When I was 12 years old? Yeah. This, how you thought it would turn out? Lying in bed in a tiny apartment in the East Village with some Jewish guy who writes books? This what your family wanted for you? You're asking me if you, Arthur Satoransky, are the answer to my family's immigrant dreams. Yes, basically. Wow. I know. This is where I ended up. This is where I'm supposed to be. Okay. She sees that he's not satisfied with that. What? Long beat as Arthur tries to find the right words. It's just that you make my life so much bigger. Wondering if I do the same thing for you. You do. Just a girl from Korea, you know. Arthur chuckles. Okay. Forgetting the part where I love you. I don't forget it. Just have trouble believing it sometimes. Do you know that you only speak Korean when you talk in your sleep? I do? Yeah, you never sleep talking in English. You only dream in Korean. Didn't know that. You never told me. Most of the time I think it's cute, but sometimes, I don't know, I get scared. Why do you get scared? Dream in a language that I can't understand. There's this whole place inside of you where I can't go. Arthur turns to Nora and gazes at her. Tries to smile a little to hide his fear and loneliness. Nora reaches over and holds Arthur's hand. I think that's why I've been trying to learn Korean. Even though I know it's a little annoying for you. You want to understand me when I'm dreaming? Yeah. Sure, I'm just saying gibberish. Arthur pulls Nora closer. She burrows into his arm. And that is number 9. Answer the question. Nora accepts and loves her life she's been given. So earlier I said the question was, why so close to each other? Is it worth it? And boom, there's pretty much the answer. The whole thing wasn't really worth it. Why Nora settled into herself, she took a gamble on her own career, and that led her to her current love, her actual love. She is very happy where she is. She believes she belongs where this is. She is very content, very pleased with where she is at life with Arthur. And it's quite a beautiful thing. She doesn't have real regrets with Hae Sung. She just wants to live in the moment and continue her career. And that is with another writer. And now we get to one of the final parts of our 12-step outline. Number 10, which would be defeat the antagonist, but since there is no antagonist, let's resolve this conflict. And that is going to be introducing Hae Sung to Nora's New York life, including Arthur. So, the entire conflict was them reconnecting and still feeling distant. Now they need to make amends with their relationship, come to terms with everything. And that is going to be leading into the final parts of the film, which is basically these last few scenes. I believe it's essentially 3 scenes left. The apartment is cleaner than we've ever seen it because Arthur spent a part of his afternoon cleaning the place. Arthur sits on the couch on his phone, waiting a bit anxiously for Nora and Hae Sung to get there. Front door locks. Arthur gets up from the couch. Nora and Hae Sung enter. Come in. Hae Sung does and naturally takes off his shoes at the door. Good man. I still need to learn that. I do that sometimes, but I don't do it a lot. I need to do it more. Tense beat. Arthur takes in the view of his wife and her childhood sweetheart. He is startled by the way they seem to fit together. I'd say they have the same skin color, but wow, okay. More importantly, they were born and partly raised in the same place. Souls are tied together that way. And suddenly, it all makes sense. This is an important person from another life, the woman he loves. As simple as that. Arthur Arthur smiles warmly at Hae Sung. Hae Sung sees Arthur. Doesn't even know what to make of it. Hae Sung finds Arthur's unexpected seriousness and attractiveness striking. Honestly, hasn't felt real until this moment that Nora is married to this white American. Hae Sung smiles back at Arthur. So this part, Arthur is trying to speak in Korean. And then Hae Sung tries to speak in broken English. They're trying to relate to each other. It's very cute. I cannot do it justice here. Sorry, apologize. Hello, it is nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you, Arthur. Arthur and Hae Sung laugh awkwardly. Hae Sung says, his Korean is good. He laughs. No. It's only worth noting because Arthur, like most Westerners, grew up wearing shoes inside the house. And Nora had to have a heated conversation with him to get him to start taking off his shoes at the door. You hungry? Hae Sung doesn't understand because Arthur's Korean is so bad. Turns to Nora to translate. Hungry? You hungry? Oh, yes. What do you want to eat? Pasta. Like pasta? Yes. Hae Sung, Nora and Arthur walk down the busy East Village streets, filled with yuppies, checking out hip restaurants. Lost souls have spilled out of Tompkins Square Park. What did you two do today? Hae Sung raised his arm to do impression of the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty? We took the ferry. Yeah, it's nice. I've never been. What? Really? Yeah, I've never actually been there. Hey, you gotta go with him. Have we seriously never been there together? No. They arrive at the restaurant they were headed to. We look through the window of a restaurant in East Village. Arthur, Nora, and Hae Sung are sitting around a table eating bowls of amazing pasta. Restaurant is bustling. Loud diners. We cannot hear what the three of them are talking about. Over the sound of the crowd, they laugh and smile. They're obviously getting along wonderfully. And Nora is sitting in the middle translating. The three of them sit down at a booth. Peep at the hip East Village speakeasy. Speakeasy is cute enough. The drinks are good. This is the bar from the opening scene of the film. Nora notices a cute young white couple flirting on the other side of the bar. Young white couple that was looking at Nora, Hae Sung, and Arthur in the opening scene of the film. Each of them has a different cocktail. Already a few drinks in. When I was 24 I searched for the word military service. Yes, military service. Right. No Korean men have mandatory military service. Of course, your dad talks about it. How was it? Did you like it? I'm translating. For the words, no. Three of them laugh. But military work, it's same. Same? Yes. Same how? Hae Sung searches the words. You have boss. It's overtime pay, stuff like that. Here, right? Yes. Korea, you work overtime all the time, but there's no overtime pay. There's no overtime pay in Korea. Really? Yeah. What the fuck is all that? Oh, I was gonna say, why did she all that just say yeah? Oh, it's word right here. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, you have to do all your boss's work first. You do your own work, and then you can go home. Late at night? Yeah. It's so hard. Yeah. Very hard. Hard physically or mentally? Physically or mentally? Both. Definitely physical. Hard. And mentally? Mentally. Strong. Strong mentally. Yeah. Yes, right. Awkward silence. Hae Sung and Arthur stare at each other for a moment. They cannot read each other's expressions. There's still mysteries to each other. Hae Sung downs his drink. Look smiles as he turns to Nora. Okay, so this part is mainly between Hae Sung and Nora and Nayeon. And this is going to be number 11. The lesson of both of them. Both learn to accept each other as different lives turned out from their what ifs, what they believed would happen, what Hae Sung believed was going to happen, the reconnecting, finally getting back together, her moving back to Seoul, trying to find her and finding love once again, and Nayeon convincing him to come to New York, live there with her, reconnecting and possibly dating there. Completely different, and they're coming to terms with it here. And what Nora's confrontation was earlier, that is essentially the lesson that's going to be learned here. And now Hae Sung is going to confront his feelings with that and learn from that. It was good that you immigrated. Yeah, I agree. Korea is too small of a country for you. It's not enough to satisfy your greed. Hae Sung and Nora laugh softly. Arthur is excluded from the conversation while they speak in Korean. He gets out his phone and begins scrolling through it. Facebook, Twitter, X. Thank you for introducing me to your husband. Of course. Seems like he really loves you. Yeah. Are you happy? Of course. Hae Sung has a gulp of his drink, a little drunk and painfully honest. I didn't know that liking your husband would hurt this much. Stunned beat, everything stops. Like a magical spell, something opens up between them. Nora stares at Hae Sung. Sung looks up, meets her eyes. This is the opening scene. Nora continues to stare at Hae Sung, taking it back with honesty. Yeah? Yeah. Intolerable silence. Arthur continues to scroll through his phone. When we stopped talking, I really missed you. Did you miss me? Of course. But you met your husband then. You met your ex-girlfriend there too. Tense for a moment. Are they really being jealous of each other, sitting at the same table as Arthur? Sorry. It's okay. I didn't know seeing you again, being here, makes me have a lot of weird thoughts. What kind of thoughts? Found my first love after 12 years. I shouldn't have let her go. Thoughts like that. Nora doesn't know what to say in response to that. Hae Sung doesn't know if I'll ever see her again. But he pours out everything that's been on his mind and floods space between them. What if I'd come to New York 12 years ago? What if you could have come to Seoul? What I was saying earlier. What if you had never left? You hadn't left like that. We just grew up together. I still have looked for you. We have dated, broken up, gotten married. We had kids together, thoughts like that. Hae Sung looks up at Nora. But the truth I learned here is you had to leave because you're you. The reason I liked you, because you're you. And who you are is someone who leaves. Or begins speaking from her heart. And this kind of leads into number 12 to show what's changed. Show the growth. And that would be they both accept that they were in Young. They didn't have enough layers to be together. They only met this life. They've probably met in past lives, but maybe in another life, those two would have ended up together. And now, Hae Sung has come to accept that. Nora already has, but she also explains in this next sentence that Nora and Na Young are two different people. When she immigrated, that's a completely different person. She grew up, she changed, she learned to find herself in this world. And in the world that he knew her in, Hae Sung knew her in, that's a completely different Nora. One that was a crybaby that went to bed and all that. Overly competitive. And this one, Nora, not even like that at all. She's very together. She's learned, she's grown, she's actually a grown woman. But now that is now seeping in, and she has to explain that to him. Nora begins to speaking from her heart as openly as she can. The Na Young you remember doesn't exist here. The song nods. I know. But that little girl did exist. She's not here in front of you, but it doesn't mean she's not real. So his feelings were valid. He did fall in love with her a while ago. But hey, that is the past. That's not her now. 20 years ago, I left her behind with you. I know, even though I was only 12, I loved her. My song means every word. Hae Sung and Nora looked deeply into each other's eyes. You psycho. They laugh. I think that's something in our past lives. Otherwise, I would be here together right now. But in this life, we don't have the inyon to be that kind of person we are to each other. Because now that we're finally in the same city for the first time in almost 20 years, you're sitting here with your husband. In this life, you and Arthur are kind of inyon to each other. You two have the 8,000 layers of inyon. To Arthur, you're someone who stays. This song is heartbroken by his own words, but smiles at her openly. Nora smiles too. Hearing his own name, Arthur looks up from him, staring at his phone. Just talking about you. Arthur goes back to look at his phone. Silence. Hae Sung smirks a little mischievously. Who do you think we were to each other in our past lives? Nora smirks back. I don't know. Maybe an impossible affair between between the queen and the king's henchman, something like that. Maybe we're forced to live together in a political marriage, just awful to each other. Cheat on each other a bunch, say hurtful things to each other. Maybe we were just sitting next to each other on the same train. Why? Just because that's what our ticket said. Hae Sung and Nora chuckle. Also, I believe that's an Eternal Sunshine reference. I think that's an Eternal Sunshine reference. Not gonna say that for certain, but that's what I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. That could be an amazing Eternal Sunshine reference. Where the movie starts where Joel and Clementine meeting on the train. They were just close to each other and that's how they meet. But that's kind of like planted how they were supposed to meet. Because of the white thing. Anyway, I digress. I love Eternal Sunshine. I'll bring that up. Maybe we were just a bird and a branch sat on one morning. Nora has gone to the bathroom and it's just Hae Sung and Arthur. They're still kind of on his phone, but he looks up. I'm sorry. We speak alone. We will stop. Arthur looks at him with a very complicated expression. It's okay. You haven't seen each other in a long time. Arthur laughs. Never thought I'd be part of something like this. Hae Sung looks a little confused. Sitting here with you. Hae Sung understands. He smiles. Do you know what inyon? Yes, Nora told me when we first met. You and me. You and me. Arthur nods. Yes, you and I are inyon too. Really glad you came here. It's the right thing to do. Hae Sung becomes very emotional. He can't help himself, but betrays feelings in front of Nora's husband. One person he probably shouldn't show to. Hidden away from Nora. He's very quiet, almost imperceptible. But he's in tears. Arthur's not sure what he's supposed to say or do in response to that. He just looks away and pretends not to notice the act of kindness. Now they're down low. They're on the street waiting for his Uber. And this is just a beautiful ending. So I'm just going to go through it. This not part of the outline. This is just an ending I want to show. Because it's the more realistic ending. And it's quite beautiful. I think everyone should see this movie. Check this out. Please do. Celine Song, I absolutely love her. Didn't love The Materialist, but this movie, I absolutely love. The little song, awesome, amazing. And I say that this should have won an Oscar. I believe it didn't win an Oscar because it was like the dialogue is not as fluid. But that's just my take. I don't know. I think it should have won the Oscar. Not mad about it. Not bad about it. Was it the Holdovers that year? I did like Holdovers a little bit. Yeah. Great movies. Great movies 2023. Was it American Fiction, Holdovers, Past Lives? Poor Things was that year too, right? Oh, ooh, damn. That was a good year. Ooh. Gotta go back and watch some of these movies. I suggest you do too. But let's get to the end of this. Uber pulls up. Hae Sung and Nora look each other goodbye. Hae Sung in a trance walk towards the Uber. He opens the car door, but then does not get inside. Hey, we're not going cheesy rom-com, but stick with us. Hae Sung turns and looks at Nora. He doesn't move. He blurts out, "Hey." As though that hey is a magical spell, it transforms the space between them existing. It transports them through time to the long lost past. For a moment, there's a glitch in the matrix. With a glimpse through the portal, we see a mirage, or rather, the long lost past is transposed onto now, East Village, 5 a.m. in the morning. The POV of Nora in her 30s saying goodbye to Hae Sung in his 30s transformed the POV, a 12-year-old Na Young, saying goodbye to 12-year-old Hae Sung. Memory flickers on like a fluorescent light, just about to go out. Back in the hometown where they grew up, back when they were 12 years old, 12-year-old Na Young and a 12-year-old Hae Sung just look at each other for a moment in front of Na Young's childhood apartment building. This is exactly the way it was when they first said goodbye to each other. But while they said goodbye back in Korea, in the afternoon, after school, all those years ago, at this moment they magically stand in front of the soft glow of a very late night. It's as though these kids have been waiting here in this exact spot for 24 years. It's only now that they've been truly able to say goodbye. Na Young. What if this is a past life too? We are already something else to each other in our next life. Who do you think we are then? I don't know. Me either. Hae Sung smiles. See you then. Hae Sung gets into the Uber. After a moment, the Uber drives away, leaving Nora standing alone in the middle of an empty East Village street. Close on Nora. Whoa! You're putting camera stuff in here. Nora stands there for a full moment after Hae Sung's car turned the corner. It's difficult to read her expression. Long beat, she turns, begins walking home. She begins crying. She tries not to, but with each step she cries harder. She's crying the way she cried as a little girl, walking home in the way we met her in the first scene in Korea. But this time, though Hae Sung is not there to watch her cry, she cries alone. She approaches her apartment building. In front of the building, Arthur is sitting there, smoking a cigarette, a little anxiously, lost in his own world. He notices Nora. Nora notices him too and walks right up to him. He stops in front of her husband. Arthur just stands there and watches her for a brief moment before reaching over to embrace her. In Arthur's arms, Nora melts into tears, hugging him. She cries and cries and cries. Arthur puts out his cigarette. He hears the sound of birds. It's almost morning. Nora breaks apart from Arthur, grabs his hand, leads him into the apartment building. Arthur follows. We follow the two of them in. The front door closes behind them. We hold on the image of the exterior of their apartment building for a moment. Silence except the birds chirping in the city that is beginning to wake up. New York is getting ready for a new day. Millions of lives are playing out in tiny boxes, just like this one in this city. Hae Sung sits alone in the back seat of the Uber drives away from Nora. Scene reflects the backseat of Na Young's mom's car in their childhood, on the way home from the museum. In his own tiny box, looking outside the window, watching New York as it wakes up. Faintly smiles as the Uber drives on, moving through the strange city. Feels both massive and small. End of the film. Oh. Now, when I first saw this, I did cry. I cried. It was an emotional time. I think it was absolutely beautiful. I loved this film when I did see it for the first time. I resonated with it so hard. It is very hits home to me quite a bit. And in my first review, I said I've seen quite a few Korean films over the past couple years. This is the one that broke me. Then I rewatched it again the other day. Happened to me once. Didn't end up as beautiful as this. Past Lives. Amazing film. Amazing film. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a little something. You read a little bit more into this. Although this one isn't too hard to decipher. I hope I helped you out a little bit. Or I convinced you to check out this film. You saw how I read this. How I kind of felt it. I felt the beauty and joy of this film. Maybe you want to experience that for yourself. That's what I'm here for. And I really, really hope that you did like it. And if you have seen it, let me know what you think of that movie. What do you think of Past Lives? Do you think it should have won some Oscars? I'm going to show you real quick my 2023 films. Yeah. Poor Things was number 1. Oh, this was a fantastic year. So we had Poor Things, Rye Lane, American Fiction, Past Lives, The Holdovers, Across the Spider-Verse, The Iron Claw, Anatomy of a Fall, All of Us Strangers, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Priscilla, Sanctuary, Saltburn. Oh my god, so many great films. Creed 3 and Blue Beetle and Joyride, Mission Impossible that I personally enjoy. Although a lot of other people didn't enjoy it as much as me, but I absolutely loved it. Fantastic films. Fantastic year. I loved 2023, and Past Lives was just number 4. It was all around it. I could not pick a favorite that year. Because I remember at one point, Past Lives was number 1, one point American Fiction, then Poor Things, Rye Lane, Holdovers, those 5, just all over the place, and I just absolutely loved them. And I absolutely love Past Lives. It's an amazing film. I suggest you check it out yourself if you can. And subscribe to this channel. Hopefully we'll be doing more. I'll try to get out more. I'll try to be more consistent, you know. Sometimes I just get, first of all, I don't feel like I should. I feel like I've reached my peak, but now I'm just coming back and trying to do this. So yeah, any opinions, any criticisms of this, please let me know. And I hope to see you again. But for now, I'm out. I will see you guys when I see you. Peace.